Am I the jerk for telling my mom and sister that the best help they can offer is to shut up? So now they're both furious and refusing to speak to me. My wife gave birth to our son 6 weeks ago. He's healthy and doing great. My wife is doing okay. Physically, she's pretty much fine, but emotionally, she is fragile right now. She's dealing with some anxiety post-baby, some other mental health problems she had from before pregnancy. She has worked on them in therapy, but the pregnancy and PP hormones have flared up some stuff on her. She's also disappointed she couldn't breastfeed. She didn't try to, but that was in her best interest not to. And her reasons are not something she shares openly, but I'm aware, and so are her family who know her history. But she grew up in a home where the women breastfed, and while they understand, my mom and sister are also very pro-breastfeeding, like militant about it. I warned them before my wife gave birth that they were not to try and pressure her, or give her helpful tips about it when it was not happening. They didn't listen to me and brought her some info from a breastfeeding group they're both members of and told her there was zero reason for her not try. This resulted in me telling them to leave. I let the rest of my family stay since they were good, but I told my mom and sister they had ignored my warning, and I gave them a very clear one. They were shocked. They said my wife never expressed a good reason for not being able to. I stated she doesn't need to answer to either of them. They asked a few times after this when they could visit, and I said not until they understand that they cannot cross that boundary that has been set. They brought me into a group call a few days ago and told me they want to come see us, and I asked if they were going to respect the boundary. They told me they just want to help. I told them the best help they can give is to shut the F up and be supportive of what she's doing. I said otherwise their help is not needed and would not be helpful in any way. They accused me of being too harsh and disrespectful in the way I was talking to them, and they feel like they're being punished for looking out for my wife and my son's best interests. I said they're not doing that. They're doing what they think is best, even after everything I said to them. So they're angry I told them to shut the F up. Next story. Refused to walk my daughter down the aisle after she betrayed her mom. Now the family is furious and blaming Maine for ruining her wedding. So this has been an ongoing issue in my family for a while, but now that the wedding is coming up, everything has come to a head. I, 50M, have a daughter, Emma, 26F, with whom I've always had a very close relationship. I've been married to my wife, Emma's mom, Laura, 49F, for 30 years now. We're a solid family, or at least I thought we were. Here's the backstory. A couple of years ago, Emma met her now fiancé, Tom, 28M. Things moved fast between them, and she was head over heels for him. We were happy for her at first, but something changed about a year into their relationship. Emma became distant from us, especially her mom. Laura and Emma used to be really close, but all of a sudden, Emma started snapping at her for little things, avoiding family dinners, and not sharing anything about her life. Then we found out why. About a year and a half ago, I overheard Emma and Tom having a conversation when they didn't know I was around. She was saying horrible things about her mom's stuff that really broke my heart. Emma was telling Tom that she couldn't stand how overbearing her mom was, that Laura always tried to control her, and that she felt like Laura was jealous of her life and success. She even said she resents her mom for putting so much pressure on her when she was younger. I was floored. Laura has always supported Emma in everything she did, from helping her through college to emotionally supporting her during rough patches. I never saw any of this coming, but instead of addressing it right then, I wanted to wait and talk to Emma calmly later. So when I finally brought it up with her, she completely shut down and got defensive. She claimed I was taking her mom's side, and that I didn't understand what it's like to grow up with someone who was always in your business. She said some really hurtful things, and ended up storming out. After that, she basically cut off her mom entirely, except for the absolute bare minimum communication for holidays or family events. Laura's heartbroken. I'm angry. It's been a mess. Fast forward to now, Emma's getting married. She called me last week to ask if I would walk her down the aisle. But here's the thing, I don't feel right doing it when she's treating her mother like this. So Laura's not even invited to the wedding. Emma said it would make things too uncomfortable if her mom were there. I told Emma that I can't walk her down the aisle if she's excluding her mom, who's done nothing but love and support her all her life. I said that until she makes things right with her mom, I won't be part of the wedding. Emma was furious. She accused me of choosing mom over her, said I was ruining her big day, and claimed I was punishing her for being honest about her feelings. She's now threatening to go no contact with both of us, and I'm torn up inside. I love my daughter, but I can't stand by and watch her treat her mother like this. Ada for refusing to walk her down the aisle. I think you need to find out what happened between your daughter and her mom a year and a half ago, so this didn't come out of nowhere. Next story.
My husband is convinced I'm pregnant, but I'm not. Now, he refuses to believe me. It's tearing us apart. I'm truly at a loss here. This situation has gotten worrying, and I don't know what to do with it. Since about a week, my husband became convinced I'm pregnant. I have no idea why, because I'm not. We haven't even started trying, though we do have plans in the future. We were just making conversation, and yeah, I did mention feeling tired. But that's all. A few hours later, he just came in so excited. I told him I'm not, but he won't let it go. He has made remarks about how happy he is, what a wonderful mother I'll be, what our baby will be like. Not all the time, but it has come up multiple times a day. I told him I'm not. I even took a test, I started wondering, and it was undoubtedly negative. So I showed him. He just got annoyed, said tests can be wrong. He didn't speak to me for the rest of the evening. The next morning, he acted as if nothing happened. When I tell him I'm not, he just kind of shuts me out. I lost my shit yesterday when we were in bed, and he put his hand on my stomach, told him he's acting crazy. I'm not pregnant. His behavior is scaring me. He went to sleep in the guest room after that, left for work early in the morning. I haven't seen him or spoken to him today. I'm just at a loss. I don't know where this obsession is coming from. I even asked him if I gained weight, if that's what's gotten him confused. He assured me I didn't. I'm thinking of contacting his parents, or maybe a therapist or something. I honestly don't understand what's happening, and I'm worried about my husband.
Next story.
Didn't visit my maid of honor after her foot surgery. Now she's furious. Our friendship is falling apart. I got married at the end of August, and anyone who's been part of a wedding knows how hectic it can get. I had 2 maids of honor, one, Tracy, who I'm very close with, and another, Kate, who this post is about. I'm also or used to be very close with. Kate was really excited when I got engaged, but as soon as wedding planning began, she disappeared. My wedding party included my 4 closest friends, and they kept bachelorette and bridal shower plans a surprise. Kate, instead of helping, would complain to me about it. She eventually stopped communicating, making me feel like my wedding was a burden, though she insisted she wanted to be my maid of honor. The night before my bachelorette, Kate called to say she couldn't make it. The next day, I found out that one of my bridesmaids missed the party because Kate had promised her a ride and bailed without telling her. Kate also broke a beautiful champagne flute I gave her as a wedding gift and blamed her daughter, even though I saw her do it. 3 weeks before the wedding, Kate told me she might need surgery for a foot injury. I felt terrible for her. I've known her since childhood and love her like a sister. Kate's injury was unfortunate, but honestly typical for her, as she often has bad luck. I moved along as regular. She said she had a doctor's appointment, so I regularly checked in with her via text. She rarely answers phone calls. On the day of her surgery, exactly 1 week before my wedding, I texted her early, prayed for her, and checked in. So exchanged a few messages and spoke on the phone, but I couldn't visit because I don't drive, and my husband was busy helping with wedding prep, even while he was at work. I didn't want to burden him further. I was surprised Kate showed up to the wedding despite her injury. Her daughter, who was a flower girl, most likely influenced her decision to come, which I was very happy for. We didn't get a chance to talk much during the reception, but I caught her on her way out and hugged and thanked her for coming and gave her a bottle of champagne. After the wedding, we went on a mini-moon. When I got back, I reached out to Kate, but she canceled our plans to meet, saying she had other commitments. So then she seemed short with me over text. I asked if she was upset, and she sent a message saying she was disappointed I hadn't visited her after her surgery and felt I could have made time to stop by for just 10 minutes. I apologized and explained that with everything going on, I couldn't visit, but I thought of her and stayed in touch. I now wonder, just because I didn't visit in person, am I the a-hole? My husband, mom, and 1 bridesmaids all think I'm not, but I want an unbiased opinion. Am I the a-hole?